Yo, what it do, man? It is a great and wonderful Thursday. Depending on where you are, it's either hot or really hot. But no, man, I'm enjoying myself. I'm getting ready for this weekend, man. It's Juneteenth. Represent.
Yeah, that is a lot. But yeah, welcome back to these internet streets, these live streams. We up in here, we all in your ear, and we got a little bit prepared for y'all on tonight. Hopefully, Mr. Norris is able to jump in. If I'm sounding strange, if I'm sounding funny, please put something in the comment section and let me know. Level your mic sounds like it's double. If it sounds double, let me know. From last week I was listening and my mic sounded a little funny. Look, every time.
Look, listen.
What's up, man? Every
What's
time.
up? Listen, I was trying. The boys was like, one more. So,
Ninja Turtles?
yep.
We got to talk about that too. What's good, man? Welcome to
Man, appreciate it.
I said, I told Gabe, I was like, you gonna make me hear this stuff live on here.
I was trying. They didn't want to go. They, he said,
Yeah, so you sound a little low level on there. The music's kind of high, and the music is doubling.
The music is done.
The music is doubling. Yeah. I do hear the music doubling. I don't know, but I do
yeah,
hear
it's
that.
it's like double speed or something.
You said I sound low.
Yeah, you sound kind of low.
So let me see. Keep listening. I'm giving myself volume. That's pretty loud. So I should be coming through real clear. And then I'm gonna edit up Keith real quick. So I'm trying to do a lot of things at one time. I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to talk to y'all. I'm trying to edit this screen. Ah. But we almost here, people. Bear with us. All right, so how I sound now, K-Ball? Do I sound good?
Well, it hasn't got to your voice yet, so I
It
can't
hasn't
tell.
got to my voice yet. Let me make sure I ain't got myself muted anywhere. I should be. No, I muted myself. No wonder. All right. Check me out now. I should be coming through. And I do have my mic on twice like I thought I did. Okay, how's it sounding now? Should be sounding somewhat good. When you hear me, let me know. Let me know.
You were still kind of low
I'm still
when I was
kinda
listening
low.
to it, but I need to hear more recent
Man.
sounds. Hold on.
I'm still kind of low. But I'm loud coming through here. I can literally see it. So, but you listen to the podcast. So if I'm coming through low, man, let me see.
We need you loud for this one.
No, you good. I finally got to that part.
All right,
You good.
cool,
You good.
cool,
You good. You
cool.
good.
All right, I thought I was. I got that money.
Yeah,
hot.
you good.
But welcome. Welcome to the show. We are here. We got lots to talk about. So y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Or is
Sure.
y'all ready?
Stay ready. You don't got to get ready.
Listen to him. Oh, man.
But we got Smash Bros though.
Slap yourself. All right, so let's get on into it, man. We're going to even skip through all the preliminaries. We're just going to jump on because we got too much to cover to be trying to do too much. So let's jump right into what you've been gaming on. Let's go.
It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topics bustin'. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Jet line night all the way in Germany. Level head, you know who that boy is. What I say, live and level, live and level. We on that MIC. Live and level, live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level.
Okay, welcome. Why y'all didn't let me know that was spelled wrong in our intro? I fixed that. But welcome to the show. We are here. We rest to go. We rest to get it in. I have my friends here, my partners in crime. Let's go. What's good, fellas? What's good?
Nothing much.
What's good?
Dealing with COVID over here.
You got COVID?
You got COVID, bro?
Nah, probably, but no, my oldest had COVID. He cool though, but I probably got it now though. You know, tell him.
Man, I ain't mean to say wrap it up. That was an accident. So don't listen back to this when I say wrap it up. But
my son has COVID. Click wrap it up.
My bad, Keith. I did not mean to do that.
What's funny is, low-key, I didn't even hear it. That's crazy. I didn't even hear it.
I didn't mean to do that, bro.
That's funny, man.
Damn, my feelings are hurt. It's like
this said, man, he's sharing his emotions. My son, wrap it up.
Man, I ain't mean to do that at all. People, I did not mean to do that. Count it to the slip of the finger, not the heart. I'm concerned about Nora's son. I didn't mean to do that.
Hey,
but
you say that for the Xbox showcase.
Oh man. Let me send this shout out to first name Basis. What's up? Welcome to the show. He said, "Man, I love that intro. We be trying to get it in. I'm gonna jazz it up, do a new one, cause I think we got to do a new one. Anyway, so I meant to play what you've been gaming on. So let's go ahead and get into that, cause we got too much to talk about. Let's go.
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
What you been gaming on? Mr. K-Bomb 20, what have you been gaming on, bro?
Yes, sir. All right. Let's make it quick. Let me get in, get out. So we talked about it last time that I had a game here and I wanted to give it a try, but I needed some time to sit down and put some time into it. So I can report this week that I actually did get a chance to start the game, and that is Horizon the Forbidden West. So I got a chance to pop that bad boy in, which I'm happy I waited, because this week they just put out a patch that made the performance mode look even that much better. So it's a smooth 60 with the graphical style of the resolution mode. So it's only I didn't really do the Digital Foundry, so I don't know what all each mode has over the other, but I can report that the performance mode is still a beautiful. It keeps the game looking pristine and beautiful while having 60 frames per second. So that is the way I will be playing this game. So I was playing it on 30 for the resolution. And that is no longer the way to play video games in 2022. You need the 60 frames per second. Forget the whole, I am now against ray tracing if it makes me go to 30. I am all for the 60.
I told you that with Miles Morales. I told you that. That's like, bro.
I enjoy the miles though. I actually like the miles in 30. It was still a smooth 30. But some of these games they do not do a smooth 30. Like Cyberpunk was not a smooth 30. That was disgusting.
Mm.
Uh, but some games just don't. Not the
Ouch.
Miles. The Miles Morales though, it was a nice smooth 30, and I didn't really feel the difference between the 60 and 30 in that one. But this one, oh, you feel the difference. It's much smoother. So I am team 60 frames per second, even if it's 1440, team
Yeah.
60.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's me. Okay,
so
so you
I
enjoy
got
it?
into it. Yeah, I got about 3 hours into it. Now either I'm rusty or they start you off at your weapons being very low and not that good. But I got my butt whooped by some of the early machines, and I'm like, man, am I that bad, or
Mm.
am I just a little rusty? So
This dude
uh,
here, man.
I'm trying to learn the game over again and understand how to play it, and
Oh,
aim for the weak points and hide in the bushes. And so I'm trying to get my skills back for this game and how to use the bullet time or the concentration is what they call it when you slow down the game to be able to and hit your key points. But I'm doing that. It's the story. They jump right into the the story of the previous one, and they really act like you remembered it. Uh, so some of the encounters they start naming out some of the tribes that you interact with, some of the people that you interact with, and some of the cities that you did, and I'm like, I don't remember any of you guys. So I may have to
That
do a
says a
quick
lot.
little. I may have to do a quick little YouTube video to get myself abreast of the world and the information so that I can now move forward and enjoy the story because they really acted like I knew everything that was still going on in this universe. So
K Bub didn't know what
uh,
was going on, Keith.
Man.
you turn on and play and watch all these names they drop on you and see if you remember.
Uh,
Get out of here, man.
no,
Uh,
man,
so I,
you gotta
so I'm gonna
get
do a
it.
quick
You
little.
gotta get it. See, I was gonna hold on, but I had to hit you with the
Man,
slam.
I want you to turn the game on and then see how you feel.
Well,
But yeah, it's
let's share it. Let me share the goods, man. Give me opportunity to share the game.
so it's good. So it's good so far. I'm getting used to it and learning. Um, they did an excellent job on the facial animations and the actual conversation between you and the people because it was terrible and robotic in the first one. Especially actually after playing The Witcher and then playing Horizon, it was very clear that their dialogue scenes were trash. Almost as bad as Andromeda, Keith.
Oh wow.
But they did a much better job, and it looks good. The conversations are great. It keeps you involved. It feels cinematic. It's going to be a good game. I'm excited.
Okay.
And then the other games I'm playing on Madden, not Madden. I'm sorry, I haven't touched Madden in a long time. 2K, FIFA, baseball,
Had to hit him with
and
the
Warzone.
wrap it up, K Bub. Come on, wrap this.
What you think I'm doing? Just name the last three games, man. Calm down. Gee. Go ahead, Keith, man. Go ahead, man. This dude is gonna be on one because Celtics gonna lose and he mad. Go ahead, Keith.
Oh, the game is on. I'm tripping.
Yeah, I'm watching the game.
Uh
Done,
so
Keith. All right, so it's my turn. No, my bad, Keith. Go ahead.
He ain't no Keith.
Everybody
Like it's on
wrapping it
Keith.
up. Everybody got to
Man,
wrap
he
it up.
already told you to wrap your son
This
up.
is a Trojans commercial.
No, see,
Hey, let
I
me
said
stop.
that
Let me
was a
stop.
slip of the finger.
It is a Trojan commercial.
Listen. So in no way, shape, form, or fashion, this first game that I'm going to mention, I mentioned it last week on the podcast that I played it, but I got a little bit more into it this week. But again, in no way, shape, form, or fashion does it has anything to do with the Bethesda show. I mean, Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda show. But I was playing on No Man's Sky. Finally, I know, right? I know, right?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hold that one back.
Hey,
Go ahead,
man.
Keith.
Right
I
for
Man,
apologize.
it's on Game Pass, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
Game Pass, the best value in gaming, they say. Um, so I finally took to the sky. You had to go around and get all the material to build your equipment and stuff. That's I'm surprised that I held off on this game for so long because it seems like it's my type of game. Being in the world, well, you can play with other people.
Exploration.
but yes, I love exploring and trying to gather materials and stuff and just doing stuff. That's the type of stuff I like to do. And I got a chance to
Boring.
go. Yep, exactly. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is really boring. It is so me. And
That's funny. That's
got a
funny.
chance to take flight, go to a different planet, and I can see that I'm not gonna stay in it for long because I'm already saying like, okay, that looked like the same planet I just left, but
Oh,
okay.
that's not good.
Uh,
Procedural.
yeah, they're
Procedurally
procedural
generated.
generated. Yep. But it's pretty fun to me, just doing things and trying to survive the terrain and all the different. I think it was like a heat storm that came through on one of them. And I was like, oh wow, you got to find shelter. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And the second game, thank God for Game Pass, I've been playing is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What is it called? Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge. Yep.
Been
Yep.
playing Shredder's Revenge today with my boys. I didn't know my oldest was gonna get into beat 'em ups like that. I was like, oh, and then I just sat back and I started watching. And I was like, oh, he doing it. I mean, it was on easy, but I think it's still like once he get the hang of it and understand, the moves and all that other stuff, maybe we can turn it up a notch. But I feel like we almost went through the game today. And I apologize, people. That is why I was late, and you had to see live editing because we were still playing the game, and I was trying to get them in the bed, but they wanted to play one more stage. Uh, but no, it's a good game. It's fun. Every like command has its own button. Like X is punch, kick. A is jump. B is dodge. Y is for your special moves or your heavy moves. Um, LB is to heal someone, and LR is to taunt. I haven't used the triggers yet, but I mean, once you get everything down packed, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You just gotta pay attention to what's going on screen, and it's hectic. If you ever played a beat 'em up, Streets of Rage 4 just comes to mind, right? So if you've ever played a beat 'em up, you know what to do. But it's pretty fun. Excuse me, burping. It's I like it. I like it. They did a good job with it. We've been
Does it have
waiting on that one.
does
So
it have that nostalgia feel?
absolutely, absolutely, especially with the local co-op. I mean, that alone makes it worth it. You know what I mean? You help me up, help me in my world. Daddy, help me, help me, help me. you know, I want the pizza. Give me the pizza. So it was fun. It's fun. We're gonna try to probably finish it up tomorrow night. So
Nice.
Okay. For me, I would piggyback on Keith.
All right, wrap it up, man. All right, wrap it up, man. It's time to go. Next topic.
Okay, so I went out and I double dipped on Shredder's Revenge. I got it on the Switch for my girls and myself, and I got it on the PlayStation 5 via PlayStation 4 because they didn't have a PlayStation 5 version. To play with K-Bomb them and get it in with them when they download it and decide to play. So I'm with Keith. It's good. I'm gonna go a step farther than what Keith said. The controls are a lot more involved and evolved than the original games because they give you, like you said, the triggers. You can taunt, you can help heal your partner. Because I forgot how to do it. You know how you kind of skim through, you kind of get a gist of what they saying, but when you get into action, you forget what button does what. So my daughter was knocked out, and I was trying to save her, and I couldn't remember what button to push. But then when I finally I went and looked at the controls again, I was like, okay, so it's L. No, it's R. It's R, actually. And so I think it's R. Maybe
R on Switch.
Is it? I think so. I think it's R, but it might. I might have that wrong. But anyway, so we was fighting Bebop. No, we was fighting Rocksteady, and she got crushed. So I'm trying to heal her, and every time I grab her, either a Foot Clan will punch me or Rocksteady will shoot me. So we both died. So
You
it was
must
fun
play on
though.
normal.
And that's on the regular level. It wasn't holding back even on the regular. So I don't even know how it's gonna be on the harder levels. But I played it on both the Switch, and then I came down here and played it on my 5. and aesthetically they look about the same. So you ain't losing nothing between the two, which I wouldn't think you would with a side scroller like this. But I just wanted so I can get it in with K-Bum them and also be able to play with my daughter and not have to choose between the Switch and the PlayStation. So I just bought it on both. It's on sale right now too, so if you want it, you better get it today while it's on sale. You can get it literally almost $12 cheaper than normal. So I only got through 2.5 stages. It's turtles. It's turtles, people. It brings all them emotions. Seeing Bebop, then seeing Rocksteady, seeing Shredder in the intro laughing and then throwing the smoke bomb and disappearing. It's all cool, man. I enjoyed it. And I'm all here for it. So it got all that character, all that over the top, cowabungas, hand high five slaps. April O'Neil gets it in. I haven't played with Splinter, but April O'Neil gets it in. I like Michelangelo. That's my favorite turtle. But I'm going to say Leonardo was actually, when I started playing with Leonardo, I was like, wait a minute here. Michelangelo fun, but Leonardo about that business, boy. So I'm going to try all the turtles out, see which one I like the best. But I always been a Michelangelo fan. But anyway, that's what I've been
that's the question I was gonna actually ask is who's your favorite turtle? Is what I was gonna.
Mike, yeah, Mike.
It's gonna be my question.
Mike is mine.
Actually, I'm glad you brought her up. April be getting it in, man. And that's who I've been playing with the most. I played with Ralph. I played with Master Splinter, Michelangelo. I haven't played with Donatello or Leo yet, but so far, man, I've been really maining April. I like her moveset and her jumpsuit. And no, I'm playing, but no, I really like her moveset is really good.
Mm-hmm. Now I thought Casey Jones was supposed to be in this game.
He is. I think you got to unlock him or something, but he's not there at the beginning.
Okay, so I wanted to try him out, but I've only tried Leonardo and Mike, and between them two, Mike has always been my guy. Like I like the nunchucks. I don't know, but when I was playing with Mike, his kick ain't as lethal looking. I mean, he dope. But Leonardo was doing stuff Mike wasn't doing. I'm sorry. Like, he did extra stuff. Like, there's distinguishing aspects to each character and what they do. Leonardo was, like, kicking back, bouncing, and hitting this dude and flipping over. I'm like, wait a minute. Mike wasn't doing all that. So, there are some differences between each character. So, right now, Leonardo probably who I'm going to. I'm going to have to try them all out to see who is what. But Leonardo, to me, is more agile, seemingly, than Mike, even though normally that's Mike is the more agile. But Leonardo is way more acrobatic, and his kicks are way more ninja-like. Mike's more, he drop kick you, but it's more of like Chun-Li's step on your head type of kick. It didn't really look as good as what Leo was doing, so. But I haven't tried anybody else. I seen April O'Neil because my daughter Nyla was playing with April, but she don't really know how to play. So, and then Kendall had Leonardo the first time, not knowing we both like Michelangelo. I ain't know she liked Michelangelo, so I made her change character. Am I wrong for making her get a different character?
They gotta learn. They gotta learn one day.
They gotta learn. Hey. So, anyway, that's what we've been gaming on. I also got some Mario Kart in. I've been on the Switch, but I plan on Last of Us, getting on Last of Us 2 and beating that, and then that's my plan to beat Last of Us before next week is out. So hopefully, when we get on the podcast, I can say I finished it. I got to beat something. K-Bum made me feel bad all these games, and I ain't beating them. So I got to.
What you think? Because I know you was against playing that at first. So what you think about it?
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten to the scenes that, I've seen one scene where, because, the main, one of the main characters, she goes.
Don't ruin nothing for me.
No, she goes both ways. That's all. She.
I don't. Okay, you do see that in the trailer.
Yeah,
you do see that in the trailer.
She like both sexes, and she looks like she a dude anyway. So I don't think it really. Well, Lord forgive me. Anyway, let's continue to go.
Let's
Um,
keep it
so
moving.
Sorry,
so it's so
sorry,
much.
I asked.
Yeah. So she do look like a dude, man. She does. So
She
anyway,
does.
that
She does.
woman
A character.
built.
They made the character do like that for a reason. Yeah, she
Okay.
does.
So not to offend anyone, let's keep it moving. So there was a lot that happened over this last week in gaming. We had the game Summer Games Fest, which we kind of talked about that on our last podcast. But then that Sunday, what did I miss something?
No, no, I'm sorry. I was
Oh, okay.
actually clearing my throat.
Okay. So on that Sunday, we got a chance to see the Xbox and Bethesda games showcase. And then Capcom also had a small showcase. And we kind of want to talk about, and also PlayStation launched their, I guess, streaming, or how would you say it, K-Bun? What is it called?
It is their
Game Pass?
it is the PlayStation Game Pass pretty much. It is
Okay,
the new PSN Plus with the addition to be able to have a catalog of games that you can
Okay.
play.
All right, so the PlayStation Pass. So the Sony Pass, that we call it that.
So
The
you're
Sony
gonna dub it,
Pass.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we
okay,
dub it the
okay.
Sony Pass, the Game Pass, the Pony Pass, the Sony Pass, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so we got to start with Microsoft, with the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. And the question I asked that I put up in our title is, was it satisfactory? Was it satisfactory? That's what came to my thoughts. And we got a dialogue. We had a lot of different back and forths in the comment section between ourselves. I've listened to several different podcasts talking about it. And the sentiment seemed to be, if you if you was looking for something to make you want the Xbox, you didn't get it. But we're here to talk about that. So who want to go first? And then we bring up whatever game.
Give Keith space to talk, man.
Okay,
So I
so
don't I let him get because sometimes I air out too much. Let him get his
all
spread
right.
his legs, man.
So
Let him spread his legs.
So Mr. Norris, we're gonna let you open this up and split the Red Sea, so to speak. And we're gonna walk
Red
across.
Fall.
We're gonna walk across on dry water after you, on dry land after you. So what was your thoughts? I'm gonna pull some of this stuff up and play the showcase. But just give me your thoughts, man. How did this go for you?
All right.
Was it satisfactory?
So, was it satisfactory? In a nutshell, yes, on the basis of you don't have to pay for any of these games. They show. You ain't gotta
That's a
pay
good
for
one.
nothing. None of these games have to be purchased by you. So in reality, I can try everything that they show within the span of these 12 months. I am not gonna lie, I cringe every time they said play it on Game Pass. Man, we know. You don't have to keep telling us. But was it satisfactory besides the money aspects? In my personal feelings, no. There was a lot of games that I probably wouldn't have even attempted to play if they weren't free. You know what I mean? Essentially free. There was a lot of stuff, and even the two biggest games that I was looking forward to didn't really hit home for me. Like when it opened up, first game they showed, I was like, man, what is this? Not thinking that this was going to be Redfall. Like I really, really hate when Microsoft does this. It's almost like they're breaking the fourth wall when their characters are talking. It's like there's no heart when it comes to their games, and the Redfall was just another version of a game that didn't really. I don't know. I feel like it could have been a lot deeper. But I'm not really into those types of games anyways. But just the way the girl was talking, I was like, why did they talk like that? Like they're with us, like they're the gamer or something. They talk as if they're the gamer and the game is doing something else and we're all just watching the game. But anyways, the show itself had a lot of interesting games, but a lot of weak games. Let me pull this up right quick because I want to talk about a few.
I got it up, but you
Um,
just let me know which ones you want to look at. So it says something about the
so
opening game,
Flint,
Bethesda.
so Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn was one that intrigued. I'm just going to talk about all the ones that intrigued me. Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn intrigued me. I thought that looked pretty cool. It gave me the Forspoken vibes, or Baby God of War vibes. Uh, like it ain't really hitting on that level, but it's there. Forza was it Motorsport is absolutely gorgeous. I won't play it. I have no interest in playing games like that, but it's absolutely gorgeous. A Plague's Tale is actually a decent game, and it like they up the combat a lot more in this game. It's a gorgeous looking game. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the best looking
Which game?
games.
Can you say it again?
A Plague's Tale.
What was the
Next,
first game they showed?
The very first game they showed was Redfall.
Okay, this is Redfall. Okay, because it's
Yeah.
playing now. All right.
So I'm just kind of just going through this. So her for Forza Horizon 5, for some reason I want to say Horizon because they got the
you want
dinosaur.
you
I
want that
wanted to
all
say
say
it so bad.
Horizon.
I still want to say it so bad. But anyways, they doing Hot
That's
Wheels
funny.
again. We've already seen Hot Wheels. They had Hot Wheels on Horizon 3. Whoop de doo. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna download it, but I mean we've already seen it before. Like that's I don't know. What else was on here? The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I thought that was pretty interesting. Simply because I like those side scrolling type of
Got it.
games. And there was one more. I don't know where it is. Was it? It may have been Ravenlock. I'm not sure. Um, and then there's Starfield. I don't know. Like, I don't know. They're like teenage Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? If Nintendo is kiddie, then Microsoft is giving us teenage version. They're in between, and then Sony is something else that's like a lot older. A lot of these games just don't truly appeal to me. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
the graphics, like none of these games like really push the Series X. And it just baffles me that all of these studios that they have purchased and they're still giving us pretty much the same type of games that's got them the same response that they've been getting. Like none of these games push the envelope for this company. These games still look a little generic, cheap. Um, they just I don't know. A lot of these games just don't do it. And this the showcase itself, I don't think like when they were showing Starfield, Phil Spencer comes out and talk, and I'm like, okay, here we go. They give us a little bitty trailer, and then the Tom Holland? What is his name? Tom Howard, whatever his name is, the director of Starfield, he comes out and talk. Why are y'all talking so much? Why are y'all talking so much? Let these games speak for themselves. And the truth is, they can't because Todd Howard. I'm sorry, these games can't speak for themselves. They're weak. They're cheap. They're just weak games, and I get it. I've already mentioned Game Pass. The two games that I talked about in what you've been gaming on came from Game Pass. I get it; it's a great service. But now that we're here, I'm in the ecosystem and I'm in the service. Give me something that's gonna knock my socks off. A lot of people were talking. I'm kind of getting off on a little tangent just for a second. A lot of people were talking about the Sony games and God of War may be delayed. That's fine. Y'all don't have one, meaning Microsoft. Y'all don't have a God of War type game. You know what I mean? Like they don't. I don't know. I don't know. Kojima might do it, but like, what was that about? Like he come on and show his face and leaves and don't show nothing. Like I'm supposed to be excited about that. Game Pass.
Yep. Game Pass.
Uh, but yeah, the show itself was mediocre. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Um, but again, the very first thing I said was I don't have to pay for any of these games. Cool, I'll try them because they're here, but they're not anything that I would actually be looking for, including Redfall and Starfield.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just I'm just letting it play. It's playing through the beginning parts of the showcase, so the game's just playing, and I'm gonna bring K Bum in, and then I kind of, unless K Bum want me to go before him, I come behind you, K Bum. Is how you want to go.
I'll go ahead and go.
Okay.
I'll the stony pony will go ahead and go.
Uh-oh.
All right. Make sure my throat is all nice and clean for this. Uh, so Xbox showcase. Going into this, I thought they had to hit us hard with gameplay or nothing. Right. I thought that they really need to show us the reason why Xbox is king, why Xbox is better than PlayStation. You're in second place, so you have to do a little bit more than everybody else. It sucks that that's the way we have to look at it, but you're second place right now. If
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
you're
second
well.
place.
Well, I'm just saying because Nintendo isn't in this generation ish because they're like last
Okay,
generation, right? The
okay.
Switch,
Hey,
right? That's why I
well,
say it like that. I didn't mean to exclude Nintendo out like that. I just didn't see them
Actually,
in the same. Say what?
the Switch started the generation.
Okay. Well, they're in last place then. Uh, so you got to do something in Xbox. You're not the big dog. You're not the head. You're the tail. So you have to wow people, win people. But yeah, you're selling consoles. You're selling Game Pass. You're doing a good job of that. But you're still a little bit behind. But you have been preaching these first party studios. You've been buying first party studios. You have been spending money out of the wazoo. So let's see the fruits of your labor. And this ain't it. So there was a stretch. There was a
oh man.
stretch in this showcase
And let me say this:
where
fair use, just in case.
please say
Even
it,
not playing
please say it.
sound is gonna get me in trouble. Fair use.
Okay.
Who is this woman? By the way, I don't know who is
Uh,
she.
That's Sarah Bond.
Okay.
oh yeah, she's been out there before. We've mentioned her before.
Okay.
So so there's a stretch in the showcase, and it goes from the RE game, ARA game, which is probably like Thieves, probably like a Civ game, all the way to me until they get to um all the way until they get to the last game that I almost fell asleep. I was almost not completely out. I actually stopped taking notes because I took notes of all these games, and there was a point where I just stopped taking notes because I was like, "This is boring. Like none of this looks good at all." But let's talk about the good. Let's make a sandwich. Let's talk about the good and talk about the bad. Well, I've already messed up the sandwich, so let me just talk about the good. All right. So Redfall looks decent. Um, it has that co-op feel to it. It looks like and it has the unique co-op shooter feel where you have all these people with different powers. It looks like it can be a fun game with people. But the combat just looked off to me. I was trying to figure out because I love the fact they have a black female lead who did most of the talking, and that's kind of looks like the leader of the group. But I'm like, yay, that seems cool. The concept seems cool with the vampires and stuff like that. But when they actually got to showing the combat, it just looked it flat. I'm like, I would like a game like this. Why is this not pull? As Keith said, why is it not pulling me? Right, I want the game to pull me because I enjoy. Because I'm not a Bethesda fan, but I enjoyed the crap out of Deathloop. I was surprised how much I enjoyed Deathloop. So I said to myself, maybe I do like Bethesda. And they showed me Redfall, and I said, maybe I don't. So I don't know. I did not like the combat. It felt flat. I don't know what it was, man. I was trying to figure it out through the whole press conference. I was trying to come in with an open mind and trying to enjoy the games. All right, so that wasn't a big one for me. The game that actually I thought looked at the coolest, one of the coolest game I thought actually had soul to it, like a feeling to it, or it felt like substance, was actually High on Life. And it's probably because I watched Rick and Morty, because the game is taken pretty much directly out of Rick and Morty. the voices, the artwork, the comedic the way that the lines are delivered and the type of comedy that the game seems to have. It's taken right out of Rick and Morty, and I've watched every single episode of that series, and it really reminds me of that. And but that's a game I would probably play on Xbox. I probably would pass on Redfall. And I would probably play High on Life. So to me, that was probably the highlight of the show. There's another big thing that actually happened. What I think is actually really, really big that I don't think too many people are talking about. We joke about Game Pass and all this other stuff, but I thought that Riot, Riot actually talking about and showcasing that they have all these that they have this partnership with Xbox was a huge deal.
You talking about Riot
Um,
Games?
yeah, Riot Games. Yeah,
Okay.
the fact that in some of their games they have all the characters unlocked for Game Pass. That is a huge. You know how much grinding people have to do in these free to play games to unlock the characters. Like that's the whole part of the game. Like that's how the free to play how they get their money is having people either buy the characters or grind the game to unlock them. And the fact that if you have Game Pass, all those characters come unlocked. To me, that's a huge deal, right? Because that's a big chunk out of for a free to play game. That's a big chunk out of their money because that's how they make money is grinding for characters, right? And Riot Games are huge, man. League of Legends is huge. Variant is starting to become a huge game. Runeterra is a huge game in the the trading card ecosystem, right? That's a big game, and people, especially I play Magic, and a lot of people have been talking about either Hearthstone, and then Runeterra, and then you have Magic, right? Then Pokemon, right? And Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So it's a growing market even now. It's a big deal to
Can I
have all those free stuff.
can I
Go,
say
go ahead.
something?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Are any of those games coming to Xbox? I'm just asking. I don't see any Xbox.
Um, this was their PC and mobile part of the
Okay. I'm gonna shut up
their
then.
PC their PC and I'm trying to help them out, man.
Okay, I'm
It
gonna
was
shut up.
PC. It wasn't none of it was Xbox. It was all PC and mobile. You just took the air right out of my comment. You just sucked all the air out of it.
Ooh, my
Thanks,
bad.
Keith. So I'll move on then. I'll move on. So and then the rest of the stuff, Forza, Flight Simulator. I still think Flight Simulator is a cool game, but it's out already. Okay, now you got Halo in it. Oh, cool. Overwatch. Right now they're trying to showcase their new products, which is they bought Overwatch. But even the Overwatch presentation really wasn't that great. It was cool. I'm happy to see it. It got me amped. And actually, Overwatch did a presentation today to show some more details about the game. But Overwatch 2 we've been expecting Overwatch 2 for like 3 years now. So
Yep.
that's not that doesn't really sell your system. And Overwatch is going to be on every system. So what does that really matter? I don't know. And then you hit the stretch when you had Aria, you had that Elder Scrolls, you had the Pit, the Fallout game. You had the Forza Horizon Hot Wheels. You had Arc 2 with Vin Diesel. Don't know what that was about. You had Scorn, and I didn't even care for Flintlock. Maybe I was half asleep when that popped up. I don't even. I think I wrote
You
it
should check it
down.
out.
Yeah, no, actually, I think I wrote it down. I wrote the wrong name down. I called it Free Band. So I mean, I'm like, I don't think there is a game called Free Band. I think it was Flintlock. I was half asleep because it was so boring. So I think I did say the game looked cool. So we'll put that. Then the rest of the games is just the as dust falls is like I'm like what are you doing here? And it just went all the way. Nothing hit after that, all the way until they got to the big boy. And this will be my last thing, which is a Starfield. And I was expecting to be blown out of my mind with Starfield. I was expecting to be like, this is why I should get a Xbox. Because that is what Mass Effect did for me. So I'm expecting something similar to Mass Effect, something on this epic scale, something that's going to make me get an Xbox. Because Mass Effect is the reason why I bought a Xbox 360, was to play Mass Effect. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm like, cool. If this game does it, congratulations. And it just looked it bland to me. I'm not trying to hate. I'll buy a game if it looks good. It was just bland. The grade. It was gray. The whole game was gray looking. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, I'm just letting it play. So y'all see the showcase, and a lot of the stuff that y'all see is kind of what you're hearing. Like, my issue with this is, one is Microsoft, Phil Spencer, somebody got to learn how to put together a compelling presentation. I think a lot of these games suffered because of the way that they was presented, not necessarily that the game was bad. It's just, I don't know if Microsoft is still trying to, like right here with Forza. They stop to show you the trees and the foliage and the bricks and the graphics. And it's like, bro, have you played Ghost of Tsushima? They let you actually go through them trees. You actually get to walk and feel and touch and cut and fight amongst them trees. In Forza, we driving past those trees. We not going nowhere near what you showing me. So the shadows and it looks good, but this ain't what I need to see. And you also already did this with Forza. What was the other one? Forza, the one that they just gave us.
Motorsport Horizon 5.
Horizon. You can't keep doing it the exact same way, and it wasn't working then. I mean, it works for Horizon because Horizon lets you go off the beaten path, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this game lets you do that, right?
Nope.
All right, so why do I need to see the loop-de-loop and I'm driving like K-Bum said. I'm going 180 miles an hour, and you showing me something that's going to zip past me. I don't need to see that. So
That's funny.
So I ain't want to take your shine, K-Bum. You did come up there, and I thought it was funny. So my first problem with the showcase is the presentation. Like, too much talking, too much digital foundry trying to break down like we getting the breakdown analysis of each irrelevant detail that I don't really care about. You haven't even proved the game to me. You haven't even made the game fun before you pausing it and saying, look at this and look at how we changed that. You haven't even won me over to wanting the game yet, to care about all
That
that
used to
stuff.
be Sony's problem. It used to be Sony's problem.
So the presentation is where I feel like it dropped its ball. I feel like a lot of these games suffered there first. The second thing, and it plays into what I just said, is soulless. A lot of these games just lack soul and identity and character. Like, where is your Kratos? Where is your Mario? Where is your Link? Where is the person that pulls me in and wants me to play the game? Where is that character? None of these games have character. I guess I supposed to be the character and my imagination is supposed to be. No, I come to play and let your character win me over. And that's one of the things that's bothering me about a lot of what they showed. There was no character. Who is this person I'm playing? Like, what are they person? To me, it's too much of them type of games. Like, they just throw you in there. You don't even get any build up to what it is, and then they get off into a technical analysis and this breakdown of the vision. It's like, bro, I don't even know who this character is. Who is they? Who is she? Who is he? Who are them? I don't know, but I need to see the gun. I need to see the landscape. So, like if y'all could see, it's boring. This was boring. Like, this was 2 hours. Thank you, Nia. Welcome to the show. She said, I finally got a notification. So what's been going on is YouTube hasn't been sending out notifications from the cast. So all the subscribers don't know we be up, and that's that. We got to figure out how to get around that. But anyway, part of that's probably
algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm, and that's probably my fault for taking so many hiatuses. They like, well, get you then. So.
You put Bethesda in the title.
Yeah, but that's my problem with Microsoft. I think these games are having a problem because of the presentation that they're forced into. Microsoft has not learned that, okay, you still trying to prove power.
Can be.
Yeah, they are. They still trying to prove that they got a powerful system. But Keith, you hit it right on the nail. A lot of these games, yeah, the flight simulator, that looks good. But a lot of these games don't seem to suggest that you can't play this on the regular Xbox. Like, none of these games blew me away visually. Maybe Motorsports, Forza Motorsports blew me away. I mean, that was visually impressive. But I ain't here to really play a simulation racing game. I don't really care. I'll probably get Horizon over that if I was to get one. I like kind of arcadey, the in between, like the Need for Speeds. But none of these games that they take the time to introduce you to the character that you're playing. The personality is just lacking. It's just you trying to impress us with the visuals and the graphics, but you haven't even won us over to who these people are. So I think the combination, I'm reading what Nia said down here. I'm trying to do both at the same time. I think the combination of poor presentation and a lack of character, a lack of identity, a lack of intrigue from the game because I don't know who or what or why. I think they don't get it. Like, Sony gets it. Nintendo gets it. Before you ever saw any game like the actual Kratos getting out there to fight, you got a good, healthy dose of who Kratos is. You hear the music. They didn't have to say nothing. Just look. Look at this. We got some look. And then you hear the boy talking. Get over here, boy. And you get in character. Like, and then Kratos, don't do it that way. Do it this way, boy. Stop, boy. Listen, boy. Do I sound like him? I don't sound like I'm doing. Anyway, so
Listen, boy.
look up, boy. Oh, don't do that, Keith. Don't bring the.
I heard the rumbling of that bass.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
I'm just trying to put my bid in if something happened to him. Call me.
But they get you with character. They let The Last of Us. They brought you in through the character and the story.
Can I help you?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, finish your point. Then I'm gonna come and help you.
They
Finish
bring
your
you
point.
in with the character and the story, and I know you're gonna probably go because Sony is a movie studio. But,
No. It's
Okay.
something else. It's
okay,
something else.
but
It's something else.
Nintendo does the same thing. When you saw, just remember when we was doing the best trailers we ever seen. How did Nintendo introduce Breath of the Wild?
They took your breath away.
They took your breath away. They gave you character. They brought you in through compelling audio with the story being told, and then you see Link running, and it's like, oh my God! Where do you see that with anything we saw today? I mean, on this showcase, nowhere. It's like, who are these people? Now, I don't want to keep ranting, but. Because I want to hear what K-Bum had to say. But that's what I think the problem is. Microsoft has not learned how to... They hit it every now and again. But a lot of times when they knock it out the park, it's certain games that show up. Gears of War. When they did Battletoads. When they showed... what was that? The fighting game. Killer Instinct. But what you notice about that, all those games have character. All those games have flamboyant, loud, over-the-top characters in the game that you don't have to do a whole lot because that game, but a lot of them games didn't start there. Like Gears of War, you get you get the character from what's his name, Marcus Phoenix, and you they don't have enough of those games to offset all the PC open world and you just behind two arms games that you are the character. They got so much of those type of games that don't you really gotta play it to really get the experience more so than them giving you a story like Kratos or like Last of Us or like Mario or Zelda or Horizon that gets you out the gate. You don't the story draws you in. Whereas these games, you're making the story as you go and you can't show that because you spoil the game. So they don't know how to. They just don't know how to put a compelling presentation together. And the parts that they think is interesting, we have been there, done that, and we want to know why I need to buy this game, not how technical the game is, but what's compelling about the game. If you think the technical parts, we passed that. All these games look good to an extent. So that's what I would say. Go ahead, K-Bum. I'm going to read some of what Nia said and then add some of her thoughts on here. Go ahead.
No problem. No, I was just going to ask a simple question. Very simple question. When you think of Microsoft, when you think of Xbox, who do you think of?
Master Chief.
Who, a person who's never taken his helmet off?
I think, but I think of Master Chief.
I missed what you said.
You think of Master Chief, right? But I'm saying is, what character? You don't you have to. Yeah. You have to build too much the character. Like you don't even know what his face looks like.
Not at all.
That's what I'm saying. They don't. Even their best title, their number one title, falls in the same breath that Level is talking about right now. And they have all these sequels and all the stuff that he's doing, but their character is not even the Mandalorian. At least he has more character. He's taking his helmet off. You can see him. He's a person. But Master Chief, no. I mean, you didn't see Master Chief until he got his own TV series. So that's kind of the thing that he's saying. Even their number one go-to franchise driving character kind of fits in the same argument that Level is trying to make. That it doesn't really have the personality of a like we've been on a journey with Kratos, right? We've been on a journey since PS2, right? When he first came out, we've been on a journey, and we relate to him, man. We relate to this. First, he was just this vengeance, revenge-driven person, and all the way to being a resentful father that's having to raise a kid that's, that he doesn't really, care for too much, and watching his growth, and like they build that, you see it, you feel it, and then they draw these hooks back to his old life and his new life, and you have this cliche of emotions and moments, right? But
I'm gonna challenge that. I'm gonna
give you an opportunity to challenge it. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to challenge it.
Okay.
But from the Halo franchise, you have that, but the multiplayer is probably more important than driving the story of Halo, the Master Chief. It's kind of, but even when you look at the Modern Warfare games for Call of Duty, they have their characters that are loved, and they drive the campaign. People are excited for the new Call of Duty because of Os and what's the other guy? Crap, I forgot his name.
Hold up, K-Bomb. You hit something good. You hit something good.
I'm gonna stop there. I'll back up.
I'll give it to you here real quick, Keith, because I'm gonna read some of what Nia said too. But I'm gonna give it to you real quick. Call of Duty, perfect example. Call of Duty online, with the online shooter part. Forget about the actual main story. Just the online portion. Mm-hmm. Even though none of these characters that you're using have any unique, distinctive anything about them, they don't say nothing. They just shooting. But the way it's presented, it has identity. It has character. It makes you want to play Call of Duty. When you saw Halo, if you don't understand and love Halo, it missed. It's like, okay, it's okay. And it's like, what what the heck is Microsoft doing? Because I know Halo Online, the Halo Online is good, but how do you present it? Is like,
But that's
go
it
ahead.
though. You hit it first, and then K Bone said something when he was bringing up God of War. I'm probably one of the few people who have never ever played the OG God of War games. Never
My
played them.
lord, my
Never cared
lord.
to play them. Didn't care. I didn't care. But God of War 4, the presentation alone, perfect. They gave you everything you needed to know, everything you
True.
needed to invest. I saw your retweet, K Bum, when you was talking about that trailer when they first introduced it.
Yep.
That's what you
Yep.
do. You gave the
Yep.
character, you gave them heart, you gave them dialogue, and then you gave a sprinkle of gameplay. That alone, that was enough for a person like myself to say, I want to play that. I don't know anything about Kratos outside of his name being Kratos and seeing the games before. I don't care. This game right here, the way they presented this game right here was enough for me to say, I want to play that game.
Right.
And that
Got
goes into Level's point. This presentation, all of these games that they showed are cool, but they don't have a God of War to offset that. And he kind of said that. They don't have those big games to offset that. You know what I'm saying? There's no Spider-Mans in there. There's no Horizon Zero Dawns. There's none of those games. All of these games look like the stuff that they've given us before. And if you didn't like it before,
You ain't
what
gonna
makes
like
you
it.
think you're gonna like it now?
Right.
Because it's on Game Pass
Generic.
and it's free.
That's what come to my mind.
Generic,
Is
right,
generic.
right.
Everything
There's
is generic.
and
It's
even
like off
Halo. One of
brand
the reasons,
cereal.
like, right. One of the reasons I never really got into Halo, even from the beginning, because it looked generic. I was like, this game looks generic. I'm not investing in this, but a lot of people gravitated to it, and then they started seeing things that I had already conjured up in my mind that this series is just not that. Now, I granted there's been some good things about it, I suppose, but this too much generic. Like you
Yeah.
gotta give us that big game, and it doesn't even have to be from their holy trinity. Even though they gave us we're looking at the Holy Trinity now, but one of the Holy Trinities, but it doesn't have to be from that. It could be something brand new, and the fact that like you got us a silent protagonist in Starfield. That's not gonna cut it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Starfield might be a great game. That's not gonna cut it. That presentation didn't make me say, "Oh, I want to play that." The same way God of War 4 made me say, "I want to play that. I want to know what's going on between this father and son and this journey and why they're doing it." You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Microsoft don't give us games like that. They give us like Redfall. That presentation was terrible. Let's just
And
call a spade a spade. Yes, they finally gave us gameplay for a lot of these games, but
and they got
I
the
see why they've
games.
been waiting.
They got the games, but because they didn't sell as well, you don't bring them back and make it better. Like that one they had. They showed for the Xbox One. I bought it. It had character. The dude can kind of stop time and what was the name? A harbor or something. They even had a like a live at a live action.
That's not the Alan Wake, is it?
It is made by the people who made Alan Wake, but it
Who
was
made Alan
called
Wake? Okay. Yeah.
I know what
what
you're
was that
talking
game
about.
called?
Mm.
It starts with
Yeah.
H.
I know what you're saying. I know what
But anyway, it'll come to me in a second. But I want to read some of what Nia said since she here and give her kudos. Thank you for showing up on the show, Nia. But she said uh I want to see where I want to start at. Okay.
Quantum
She
Break.
said I have Quantum Break. There it is. She said like that to me. Why not bring that back and improve on it? You got it. Bring it back. But you anyway, let me stop. She said, I have a theory. The games don't really look next gen because Microsoft games are spread thin, trying to cast such an open net for potato PCs to Xbox Series X. So that's one thing, they spread too thin. She said, yeah, and Starfield not having a main character makes it hard to connect unless you really like space sims. That's another thing. You don't connect with Starfield because the main character is a lifeless character. That there's nothing to draw you in if that type of game ain't already appealing to you. She said, I'm okay with silent protagonists, but I understand what level means when he said Microsoft shows too many of them. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Nia. This is why people say Xbox has no identity. I'm one of those people. And then she said, K-Bum had a point. Master Chief is pretty stoic most of the way through. Then she said, I forget the name of the. Oh, okay. So anyway, I got you. So she basically echoing what we echoing. Like too many generic, no character protagonist games back to back to back. You don't connect with none of these characters. Even if you look at a game like Forspoken, right? A lot of these games look like Forspoken, but look at how they presented Forspoken. The first thing they did was brought you into who the protagonist was. They let you get a feel for her. They gave you her character. They gave you identity. They gave you personality. You got to hear her voice. You got to hear how you think she thinks and how she processed before they showed you the world, before they showed you the gameplay. You got introduced to the protagonist. Whereas Microsoft just throws you into the gameplay and you don't know nothing about who you playing and what's going on. You just see a lot of stuff. And it's like, okay, but who is this? Now, I'm not saying these protagonists don't have character, but the presentation ain't showing that character. They just showing you, hey, you can stab and punch and jump and shoot and look at that bright thing over there and look at that big old, okay, but I want to know the character. What's the story? What's the purpose? So it's generic. It's just a generic aspect that they have, man. It's just back to back to back to back. And when you take the volume out and the audio out and you just watch it, it just makes it even more clear. This stuff is boring. This is really boring and generic, and like you said, Nia, it doesn't really represent current gen. It still feels dated. And
You
I
know
ain't
what's
trying
funny?
to go ahead.
No, you go ahead, finish your point. I
No, I
apologize.
said I ain't trying to throw no shade at Microsoft because people think you hate on, and I'm not hating on Microsoft. I'm actually rooting for Microsoft. But like they say, you got to call a spade, man. They got to work on their presentation, and they got to get a character, a mascot. I forgot that they got Crash Bandicoot now, but a lot of that stuff won't come into full fruition on what that means for Microsoft for another 2 years before they fully get it past contracts and previous agreements that they can't undo. So you got about 2 year window before Microsoft can really strut and flex. So they got to do something. What was Hellblade?
I was just about to say this is what a Hellblade is supposed to be.
Right.
Hellblade is supposed to be that game with character.
Where's
Because
Gears?
if you played the first one, that's what it's all about. It's about her story and her
Right.
journey.
You should have a Gears now. You should have something. Anyway, go ahead, Keith. You was finna say something.
Well, you brought up Forspoken, and I just pulled up the trailer. You know what's cool about this is the blend of gameplay and cinematic is so close. Where most of the Microsoft presented games are so drastically different. Like they show us these trailers, and a lot of times they show us trailers only, and you be like, okay, that looks interesting. And then you get the gameplay reveal, and it's like, ugh. I don't want to play that. Man, y'all had me hyped. Y'all had me, but then the gameplay don't live up to the trailers or the cinematics. I'm looking at Forspoken. This game, the gameplay looks like a cinematic. Like it's so much stuff going on, and it's so impressively with all the sparkles and all the little I can't think of the words right now, but it looks so complex, but also simple at the same time, and it's kind of beautiful in how this gameplay is moving. You know what I'm saying? Think Batman and how fluid that looked when you first saw the combat. Not saying this game's gonna play like that, but just how like if you took off the prompts and just watched the fighting, how fluid that would be, and that's in game. You know what I mean? A lot of these Microsoft games are like so drastically different. That's why when we was looking for the Starfield gameplay, we was like, okay, this looks cool. All of this looks cool. Then they showed us the gameplay, and we're like, no, dog, that ain't it. You finally saw the gameplay of Redfall. Nah, that ain't it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I kind of feel like even with Hellblade, the cinematics and everything looks so great, and we already got a game, but I feel like somewhere along the line they gonna mess it up where the gameplay just gonna be like, that ain't it. Now, granted, that could be a very, very good game because the first one wasn't bad, but the gameplay and the cinematic is so drastically so far apart. You know what I mean? Like pull up a trailer of Forspoken, man. This is pretty
I'm
dope.
about to pull it up. I'm playing Starfield right now, and but yeah, like we all said, where was that wow moment? Like that's what's missing, and Starfield was supposed to be our wow moment. Red, what is that? Red what?
Redfall.
Redfall.
Redfall was supposed to be a wow moment, and Starfield just looks like y'all all said it. What?
No Man's
Another
Sky.
No
Bethesda
Man's
game.
Sky.
No
It just
Man.
looked like
Yeah.
another No Man's Sky,
No
and
No Man's Sky Rim.
and don't
That's
look
what I
that
heard.
much better. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Skyrim, that's what I said in the Hangout. Skyrim is a great game. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta already know. Like Skyrim doesn't appeal to me because them type of games don't appeal to me. But I'm learning that there's greatness in a lot that you can do in those huge open world games. But when you got to Witcher 3, Witcher 3 had character alongside that open world. You see what I'm saying? I can see a reason where Skyrim didn't pull me. I can see a reason why to jump into Witcher because of the presentation, the introduction of the main protagonist. What's his name again? I can't think of his name right now.
Gerald of
Gerald.
Rivia. Of Rivia.
Gerald of Rivia. Like they brought you into his world. Where if I'm looking at Starfield right now, it looked like an astronaut walking on the world. It looks so random. Not the graphics, but when I use generic,
Combat.
I'm talking about generic in lifeless. I'm using it for to bring home what I mean by lifeless. Like the characters are just generic. They just like random PC. I don't know. It's just like make a character and go run through the world. Like I don't want to do that. I want a character. I want something that ties me to the game, that pulls me into the game. This looks empty. It looks void. It looks like my imagination got to do more of the work than I want my imagination to have to do. That's what this looks like to me. And I'm trying to escape. I ain't trying to have to think and create a story. Like y'all, if it's a story here, you ain't showing it. I'm not saying there's not one here, but you definitely didn't show the story. You just because you thought this game was going to be impressive graphically, and it's like sometimes it ain't even about the graphics; it's about the story. And
I mean, it does it better than No Man's Sky.
yeah, it does, but I mean, it don't look bad at all. It's just like Destiny, I don't know, man. I don't want to keep bragging, but I feel
What I
sorry for
don't-
Microsoft. I really do. I feel sorry for them.
What I don't like about Bethesda games, why I never got into Skyrim or Fallout, any of those games, the combat. I hate the combat. Like I absolutely like. If I could play this game and never shoot anybody, I'd do that. Like I don't want to fight nobody because it just looks so weak. You shooting them with bullets, they not responding to them. Except this last little shot, and that's only because he died. They got a death animation, but they ain't got a shot animation. Like I can't play that. That for such a game to be so immersive and to want to draw you into this world, that completely takes me out when they're not responding to what I'm doing as far as like the shooting and things. A lot of people, give them a passing grade because of all the other stuff that you can do in these Bethesda games, but I can't do it. Like none of this that combat looks trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. That looks absolutely garbage. I hate the combat in Bethesda games. Well, these type of Bethesda games.
Let me go on past this. I feel sorry for y'all, Microsoft. I hope y'all figure it out. I hope
But as
Game
If
Pass
far
keep
as
people.
if if you remember what I said why I didn't like the first um Gears of War on the Xbox. You
No,
remember
no, I
my
don't.
exact words what I said about it. My exact words that I said about because when I bought my Xbox 360, I bought two games. I bought Gears of War. I bought Mass Effect. The reason why I didn't like Gears of War, and you kind of admitted to it too, is that it was so generic.
Yeah, you
it
sure did
was
say
it
that.
was a generic game. I feel like I'm like I can play this anywhere. I don't need to buy an Xbox to play this game. Now Mass Effect, again, I've already talked about how much I love that. That was the reason why I got it. But I wanted to try the other games, and so I tried Gears of War, and it was generic, man. I'm like I can play this anywhere. There's nothing that makes me want to come back to this world, and they've had this problem for a long time now. This actually is not new for Xbox. It's just becoming a bigger issue, especially when you have Sony with all these movie characters. I mean, like games with these characters that have depth. And they have so much depth that they keep getting movies made after them and TV series.
Can I ask a
It's going to
question?
be a God of War TV series that's going to come out on Netflix.
Can I
That's
ask a question real
how
quick?
much depth these characters have. So go ahead.
Is Forspoken exclusive to the PlayStation?
I don't
I
think
think
so.
it. I think it
I,
might be.
I think it's coming to the PC.
No, I'm talking about
Well,
is it coming to the Xbox?
console.
That's what I'm asking.
I
Oh,
don't think so.
let me look it up.
Because I'm
I think
looking at
for
Forspoken, and this is what's crazy to me, man. And I don't feel like it's fair. I feel like people think
Dang
we
it,
it's coming to Windows. It's coming to Windows, but not Xbox.
okay.
dang it.
What is it about these games? And I don't know. It's just like, what is it about these games for the PlayStation that just looks leagues better than what Microsoft is showing? Like,
This it shouldn't because this is Square Enix, right? This
well,
shouldn't be
it
any
looks.
different than what they can put on the Xbox
Okay,
system,
bro,
right?
I'll
They can
tell
I'm
put the
you.
looking
same
at
I'll,
this
game there.
game and it looks 15, 20 times better than anything I saw on the showcase. And I'm looking at it
Yeah,
I,
like, dang, this looks.
I'll
I'm just
tell
looking at the
you.
gameplay and it looks totally.
it, it,
I,
it looks good.
this is the same one that I was watching too. I'll tell you. If if I'm making a game for Sony, I know that I got to make a game to compete with Sony's IPs.
That
If
is
I'm
a true
making a
statement.
game with Nintendo, I know I got to make a game to compete with
That's a good point.
Nintendo IPs. If I'm
That's
making
a
a game
true
for
statement.
Microsoft, hey man, we could cut on this budget. You know what I'm saying? Look at them
I gotta be
games.
better than the shooter. That's all I gotta be better than.
I
Hey, I can
mean, but
save some
it's
money.
crazy. That is
That's
crazy.
true.
So I don't want to keep ragging on. So
That's a good
anyway,
point.
all right. So Keith, that was a good point. That was absolute real talk. I didn't think of that. But this game looks noticeably better than anything I saw, including Starfield, including Redfall. This game looks different. It looks like you playing something
New.
current. It doesn't look like you can put that on a Xbox regular OG and be fine. Like a lot of what I saw at Microsoft's look like that can go on my Xbox upstairs, and it doesn't look that much better. It definitely doesn't show what the Series X is doing. I mean, and it ain't even. I'm not even trying to have a power, but just art style and visual creativity. Like it's just not there with a lot of the games over there, man. I hate to say it, but man, it's just the truth. Anyway, so you brought up Forspoken. I had to go over there and look at it. So I wish I wouldn't have did that because it's clearly just for the sake of argument. Let me do this, man. Cause
Are you getting it together?
it ain't a graphics thing. It's
I know where you're
it's
going with this.
it's not graphics, man. Keith, it's not a graphics thing. It's just
I know where you're
You
going.
just gotta
While
know
you
what
while
you're
you
doing.
set while you setting up that to take our breath away. Uh,
It's not a graphics thing, man. It's presentation. Let me do this
I
right quick.
I really hope people will stop. Like, okay, so again, my original statement back was um the two games that I was on my game is on Game Pass that I've been playing. Great. It is a great value. But we gotta stop pushing the narrative that that's everything. That's not everything. You still need good games. Like we still need good games. Okay, you got this service. You got all this. I remember Netflix was trash when it first came out. Netflix was horrible.
Right.
Like I was almost gonna cancel my thing, but then they started pumping out the good shows. I think the first one was House of Cards. Like Microsoft, look. I knew you was gonna
Nia
go here.
said the Nintendo is potato, but the games are still interesting. She said, "Go ahead, Keith. I apologize."
No, just the okay. We get it. You don't have to tell us how good of a value the Game Pass is. Everybody knows that, but that does not mean you can sacrifice quality. Like, oh, look at all these games we got. They all suck. Now what you got?
Right.
Like Bethesda,
Dang.
we got 1,000 planets. So they all gonna be cheap. What else you got? That's not impressive to me. I'd rather take one good planet that you worked your butt off on than taking 1,000 planets
All these
that's going to
ashy
be very
planets.
generic. So,
Now, what I did,
like,
y'all. Go ahead, Keith. My bad.
no,
My
I'm
bad.
done. That was it.
I was just finna say, and Nia said level play too much. Well, all I did, I played Forspoken, no audio, and I played Breath of the Wild, no audio. And you saw character in both them games, no audio. You didn't hear what nobody said, but you saw story, you saw character, you saw suspense, you saw intrigue. All that was all present without you hearing anything. So it's the presentation. If I go back and show you a Starfield, you'd be like, that's bland. But if I go and show you Kratos, I don't turn no sound on. I guarantee what you're seeing on the screen is going to draw you in and you don't hear nothing. That's the problem with Microsoft presentation. That's why their games come off so generic, because Microsoft doesn't have character. They feel like robots, like Mark Cerny. It's like Mark Cerny the whole way. Like, Jesus, stop it. Turn him off. Take his battery out. Something. Anyway. So what else did we want to talk about? We got about
The
15, 20
PSN,
minutes.
the PlayStation Game Pass.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't.
Sony's Game Pass.
Okay, Game Pass. The Sony Pass. Sony Pass.
Sony Pass.
Put it in there. Let's see. Let's see if it pull up something by putting in Sony Pass. It did. It actually did. It says there's a new PlayStation Plus. It actually pulled it up, but let me pull it up. PlayStation Plus is what it's called. I put in Sony Pass and then pulled up PlayStation Plus.
It's PSN. So it's PSN Essential, PSN Extra, PSN Premium. It's no longer PSN Plus.
Essential. Okay.
And you know, I've always gave Sony credit for their naming conventions. That's stupid.
It ain't much
Extra,
nothing I can
premium.
pull up for. It ain't
Yeah,
much
it
I
is
can pull
bad.
up for that one.
I
So
agree.
just go ahead and talk about it, K-Bone. I ain't nothing I can pull up on it. I mean,
There's plenty of stuff. They have an image that compares the 3 levels. If you can find that image, it's an image that compares.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send that over there to him.
okay, PSN
It's actually on the.
Essential. Okay, let me see.
So you can just say the new PSN. You know, Keith can send you the link to it. And you can pull it up.
I sent you a link. I'm gonna screenshot it too.
Okay.
So you want me to go ahead and just bring it up? All right. So this week, PlayStation Pass finally came out. They didn't really make a bunch of noise. I didn't see a bunch of promos about it, but my PlayStation told me it was here, so that was I guess good enough for that point. And they kind of showcase their selection for their PlayStation Game Pass, and there's a lot there. And so I know for me, I haven't upgraded yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it for a year. Do the premium services for a year just to see how it is. But what they have, and for those who may have been living on the rock, I can quickly walk through it. There are three new PlayStation plans. Right, you have your essential, your extra, your premium. Your essential is what you had before. So that is the normal PSN Plus that you've been subscribed to beforehand, the one that costs $60 a year. Nothing new with that. You're still getting the same monthly games, online multiplayer, the PlayStation Plus collection, discounts, so what and so on. Right?
Okay.
But they've added another layer to that, which is called PlayStation Extra. Now, with this extra, there's an extra thing you get. See, I did that. And with that extra thing you get, you're getting a game catalog, is what they're
Okay.
calling it. But it's pretty much you're getting new games that games, the Netflix type of gaming that you get with
This right here,
Game
people,
Pass.
right there.
You
Game
can you're
catalog. Look at that.
and with that game catalog, they are putting some of the first party games, not at launch, but there are some first party games like Ghost of Tsushima is there, Spider Man is there, I believe Miles Morales is there. So you do get some first party games, and you also get
Oh
some of the
man.
games you get from Game Pass, like the Guardians game is also there, and then there's a good chunk of indies games that are there on the platform. I believe Red Dead is in there. It may be in the premium. No, I think Red Dead is in the extra, and a couple of other games are there. So that's the $99 a year. And then you have the big boy, which is the premium, which is going to give you even more. So the game catalog was tailored to PS4 and PS5 games. So let me make sure I'm being clear on that. So that's PS4 and PS5 games. But the premium is going to give you access to PSP, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games, I believe.
Is it?
PS1 games, I'm not exactly sure, but I know
Okay.
PS2, PS3, PSP, I think maybe even Vita games.
And
So
you
it's
get.
going to be
I can read it off if you want me to. Monthly games, online multiplayer, exclusive.
I'm actually looking at it. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
it was just the classic games. I didn't know what was
Classic
included in the classic
catalog,
game.
game trials, and cloud gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not helping with the details anyway. So there's a classic catalog. Like I said, I believe it's PS2, PS3, uh, PSP, Vita games, right? And so the PS3s, you have to stream it using the
Zelda's gonna
cloud
lose in that.
streaming
Yeah.
because there's no one has been able to, in a good way, emulate the PlayStation 3 because that architect was crazy. And so you can stream it, but then you have those games you can play along with the game catalogs you get from Extra, and also you get game trials, which is the ability to play selected new games or selected uh, 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 premium games that you can play for a trial period. So that's about, depending on the game. I've actually looked at a couple. The time varies on the game. I've seen as little as 2 hours, and I've seen as much as 5 hours that you can play on the game for free for having the premium service. And that's for games that are even newer games that just came out. You get that access as well. Um, I think that's it. Yeah, the cloud streaming, the games trials, and the classic catalog. Right. So in that one, I think it's like 119 a year. So that's a little bit more than the extra and a lot more than the essential. So the question that kind of lies on all of that is it worth it? Right? Is it better than Game Pass? Um,
No.
did anyone want to jump on it first before I kind of give my opinion about
I'm
it?
gonna say no. It's
Um,
not better than Game Pass. No. And
y-
no, it's not worth it for me. Not. No, no, because I don't play that. I don't play. No, because I ain't bought Nintendo stuff, and Nintendo got.
you don't finish games, so that's different.
Hey, we ain't talking about what I don't do. First of
But
all,
Nintendo's isn't really even
so
good
that all
comparable.
right there.
not e-
Don't be trying to
well,
try.
Nintendo is not even comparable because their catalog is just old games, right?
Okay.
It's not even
I mean,
I'm
Capcom tried
being
to get it
honest.
off, man, but yeah, I give it. I let you
old,
say
I,
it.
old games, none
it,
enhanced.
it is none enhanced old school games that should be given away for how many times you guys have bought it. But anyway, talking about the game catalog. So is it worth it? Right. Um, I think in this current state, even with all the games, I think it's very clear that Game Pass is better. I think it's very clear. I don't think it's because I remember when I went to Game Pass and I went down the list of games and I saved the games that I liked or that I would want to play, and I did the same thing for the PlayStation. There were a good chunk of games more on the Xbox on the Game Pass that I selected that I would want to play that I did not select when doing the PlayStation's Essential. With that being said, um, I still think there's value to it. You are getting a lot of games. You're getting a lot of games. I think 800 games you're getting. So let me not say like you're not getting anything. You are getting 800 games to play, and some of these I'm like, ooh, I really want to play that. I think I'm going to get it because I want to play a couple of those games on there, especially like Red Dead 2. I've been waiting for Red Dead 2 to go on sale for like $10, and it doesn't want to do it, so I haven't got it. But if I can buy this system, I can play it. So I think I'm probably going to end up getting it anyway because I can just re-up my service, so $60 for the rest of the year to get this. So I'll probably give it a try, just see how it works. So for me, I'm going to get it. Definitely going to get that and utilize that and see um, if I will continue it the next year. Another big selling point for this, I guess, is that their relationship with Ubisoft. Game Pass has a relationship with EA, so they FIFA is going to the Game Pass. But um, Sony actually has a relationship with Ubisoft, so all of the Ubisoft games are going to be coming to the Sony's Game Pass, and so Valhalla is already here. So I may just test that game out since I never wanted to buy it, just see how it is. So I think it's going to differ, but I think it's a clear winner when you compare the two in their current state right now. But it did take Game Pass a while to grow as well. PlayStation has needs to take their time too. But if you're just looking at right now the pure numbers and the games, it's a clear winner for Game Pass.
Yeah, I would say Game Pass right now, pound for pound, is a monster on the Xbox, not on the PC. On the Xbox, it's an absolute monster. But with that being said, this isn't a bill, and what I mean by that is like you don't have to pay this every month. So with Game Pass, like you could just play them off. Like, oh, the new Starfield coming out, I want to play that. Let me re up my Game Pass subscription. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Oh,
have to
okay.
have
I got you.
Game Pass all year. Just like you don't have to have this all year. And I think the biggest benefit to Game Pass is, you got those day and date games, so that'll be the time that you re up. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
true.
then go back and play all of those games that you miss, but with this essential extra premium, whatever, however you want to name it, PlayStation. Good God. Um
What you talking about,
like
Keith?
this is what is going. Anyways,
What you talking about? What you good
I'm talking about
goshing about?
the name is
Oh,
like
okay.
Game Pass. We know
Okay.
what Game Pass is. This man, which one of the PlayStation things you got? You got the extra. You got man. I got that premium. Yeah, like what we talk. But with the PlayStation thing, the true benefit to that is if you've missed all of those exclusives
That's
that's
true.
on there, like you got a lot of, especially well, the PS3 games are going to be streamed, but still, you got a lot of exclusives that you could go back and play. And like me, like the PS2, I didn't play those God of War games. Like I could get this, go back and play those God of War games for that month, and then cancel my subscription until the next time I want to play something. So you can kind of like play off of them if you wanted to. So I don't really think there's a fight it's more or less Game Pass really is just better, and the naming convention is better. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see that. Make it valuable for yourself. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think the person kind of has to assess the value of the system. I mean, of the service, see if it's good for them because there's a lot of like even like if you miss out on crap. What was the game with the Big Daddy and Little Sisters? What was that game?
You talking about
Bioshock. Bioshock.
Yeah,
Bioshock, yeah.
Bioshock. They have the remastered version on here. 1, 2, 3, and I think was there 4 for Bioshocks? They have
Three.
all of them here.
Yes, three.
3. So I'm actually going to go back and play the remastered version because I played the first one. I didn't finish the second one. I didn't play 3. So I'm going to actually use this service to actually go back and finish 2 and then play 3 because they have the remastered version on here and not just the PS3 version or PS4 version.
I tried to get into Bioshock. I couldn't do it.
I thought it was dope.
I tried the second. Which one was the one underwater? What was
the first one?
Was that the first one? That wasn't the first one I played. I thought it was.
I have them all, including Infinite. I don't know why I have these. Why do I have these games?
Because you're a gamer. You're a gamer, man. I'm just showing random games with no volume to see, just to prove my point that what's missing from Microsoft. I'm still on that. I just been showing stuff, and I'm like, that's what's missing. It's character. There's no character in these games from Microsoft.
That's funny.
Anything else?
Death Stranded is free. I mean, not Death Stranded. I mean the UPS walking simulator is free.
Look at this man. FedEx.
No, I don't care for that. I don't want to play that.
Yeah. Sorry, Kojima.
Yeah. What was the game he? What did I say? I said. I guess Sony told him no, so he ran over to Microsoft.
Yep. Sony said, get your trash game out of here.
We spent all that money on this mess that you just sitting on.
This walking simulator.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a telltale though. Like if this game doesn't come out or something happens, then we gonna know Microsoft has been a problem. Because like Kojima had, he wants to be in full control of his game.
Full control.
He wants to be in full control. So if something happened, the relationship is tarnished or something, like it's gonna be a Microsoft issue. Or if his game come out and it don't look like Kojima level graphics and it look generic, no, it's got to be Microsoft.
That's funny.
Yeah. What was I finna do?
Yes, Nia. FedEx the game. Exactly.
I actually want to play it though, because after hearing that, how everybody, dang, he blocked that. After hearing how everybody collaborated on that game,
they finna lose, man.
The users, the gamers,
yeah,
like you leave a bridge or leave a ladder. I think that's pretty dope.
I do too. Just can you get past 20 hours of walking?
Right.
I love Kojima. I speak highly of him, but I'm sorry.
FedEx the game. I just read that. My bad. I heard y'all say it. I didn't know what y'all was talking about. Okay. FedEx the game. Okay. Got you. I'm late. Let me slap myself.
Slap yourself!
College Bros. What's that movie company, College Bros or something?
But I just wanted to see
2 men in the truck.
Yeah.
I wanted to see something. So I'm playing the Gears of War 5 trailer. And it has everything I'm talking about in it. It has it. But we got to get out of here. We got to go. They need help. Y'all, Microsoft needs some help. I'm sorry, they do. But any other anything else we didn't cover that y'all wanted to cover?
Wait, this is Gears of War 5?
This is Gears of War 5. Looks good.
Why these graphics don't look as good?
It look good to me. It looks good to me. I don't see nothing wrong with the graphics.
I think at the time these look great. I'm looking at it now and I can see like all the discrepancies, and
No, I mean
I
it's
don't know.
older. But I mean, you see
Wow.
character.
But there is character. There is
But you
character.
gotta
There is
understand
emotion.
that's what you seeing on the screen is 720p. I'm seeing HD on my end, so I don't think it's at 1080 through the stream. I think it's dropping it down to 720. So this ain't fully representative of what the 4K version looks like. It looks good on my end. I want to play this game. I always have. I've played every Gears except for this one. And it's only because
Game
I was.
Pass.
If I would have bought it, if I was bought an Xbox One, Xbox. You talking about Sony got some jacked up names. This is, I mean, the Xbox Series X. I would have got
Man.
this game. It looks good.
Get it on Game Pass, $9, and
I
then
gotta.
cancel
I got
it.
a PC. I gotta get an Xbox something to play.
Man,
You
they got
just,
Uncharted, the
cloud.
Lost Legacy on here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Sorry.
Play it in the cloud.
Nah, I ain't trying to
Wow.
stream. I won't. Nah, I'm good. But no, well, anyway. I thank everybody for tuning in on tonight. Nia, we thank you for keeping us company. Hopefully, from here on out, you'll get notifications, and other folks will get notifications. Yeah, they did shoot this trailer like a Sony trailer. But that's what they need to do if they want people to buy their system. They better learn how to put together a compelling. Man, this looks good, Keith. This looks real good, man. I want to play it. I really do. I want to play this game so bad. This looks better than anything they showed at that showcase. That's sad. This game looks better than anything they showed at the showcase. Matter of fact, I took it off y'all screen. Let me pull it back up. This looks better than anything they have showed in the showcase, and this is last gen. I know this is upgraded for the Series X, but I just want y'all to see.
That's why I didn't look that good.
Right, this is retarded. This looks better than anything they showed. I took it back. I think y'all can see it now.
Yeah.
It looks better than anything they showed. And that should not be. Like this game looks like what you should be experiencing on the Xbox Series X. And it's last gen.
Microsoft gonna get their stuff together, man.
This makes no sense, bro.
They're gonna get it together, right? Right, guys?
If they was, look, let me say this real quick, and we gotta go. If this was let's say they didn't release this game on the old remake, like this is the game that you get for exclusive to the Xbox Series X. This would really tempt me to get an Xbox. I'm telling you the truth. It looks good, man.
It looks good. I like Gears. That gameplay and it gets
I
really
like
old.
Gears gameplay. I like the Gears gameplay, so
It gets old to me. But you're right. It does look good. I know it sounds like I'm just hating now, just for the sake of hating. But I love that horde mode. Woof. I love the horde mode on Gears.
What you got Miiverse up here for, Keith?
Nia mentioned Miiverse, and I was like, oh yeah, Miiverse.
Oh, okay.
Miiverse was cold, man.
Yeah.
They should have had a separate app, and it should still exist today.
Yeah, Nia, I said the same thing. They should have saved Gears for the Series X. They should have never did what they did. But when you desperate, you do stupid things. That game would have sold the Xbox. I think they thought Halo was going to be good enough and made a poor calculation because Halo hurt them. That's what.
Hey, I know we're getting out of here, but that is a prime example of something's not clicking because they were ready to give us that game, and they were ready to say, "Hey, we got something for you." And we looked at it like, "No, you don't. Put it back in the oven. That's not ready. It's not crispy. The cheese ain't even melted. What's going on?"
Bro.
And then they pulled it out, and the cheese still wasn't melted. But
This game right here, this game looks like it's ready. This sad that a last gen game for the Xbox Series X looks more next gen or current gen than anything they done gave current gen wise. That should not be. This game looks amazing, man. It makes me want to play it. Lord knows I want to play this game so bad. Bring it to the PlayStation 5. Sony
Wow.
about this. I play it.
Wow.
I'm dead
Okay,
serious.
okay, Bayonetta.
Yeah. I'm not playing. Matter of fact, since you brought that up, Keith, let's pull up that old raggedy looking game.
Yeah, we are trying to get out of here.
No, Keith brought it up. I'm finna pull it up just to make sure it looked as bad as it looked. It did. It's terrible. Garbage. Pure garbage. Remember how bad
Man,
we got?
Draymond.
They finna lose, man.
Oh,
Y'all, we
oh,
sorry.
my bad.
We just playing around. I'm finna get out of here.
You should have dropped that off to Draymond.
Oh, look how bad this game. K-Bum, remember them blurry, look like your eyes watering visuals? That they had on this game?
I do not want to revisit this.
Well, there you go. Look at it. Look at them shades.
You pulled up 3.
Yeah. We don't need to shut up talking about Microsoft. This old trash looking game. I don't care what nobody say. Bayonetta 3 looks terrible, man. It took all the mustard out of wanting to have it. Anyway, we got to get out of here, man. Thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. We'll let y'all look at this ugly monstrosity of a game. Don't get mad at me. Nintendo let them make it. Ain't my fault. Any final words?
Out.
This game looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. Look like a gob of mess.
Yeah, final words, man. It was a good show. I knew we was gonna go in on Microsoft. It's their fault, not ours. But if you do happen to have Game Pass like I do, man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is God sent. It's a good game. So those are my final words. And oh my God, Bayonetta 3. I'm still gonna play it though, but good God.
I'm not buying this game. I refuse to buy this game. I'm not buying it. I gotta put my foot down somewhere. I'm not getting it. Go ahead, K-Bum.
Nah, it was just want to say it was a good podcast, man. I enjoyed the comments section. Thank you, Video Game Hurry. And if you notice, she actually agreed with me and didn't fuss at me today. That is a first. I do have to say that. Usually she comes in my throat. So I do appreciate the love and be happy to see you when you come through next time.
I agreed. It was nice having you in the comments, and hopefully, man, we can get over this hump of YouTube not wanting to put us out there like we was. But we gonna keep doing it. We enjoy doing it. But like K-Bum said, thank y'all for tuning in. Keith, K-Bum, Leveled Head. We about to get out of here. Till next time. Slap your